Yeah, this is Bang Bang Roll. Do you know when you're kids, you get up to some things, yeah? There was a little, about four of us, five of us, me, Gary Jakeman, Richard McNeil, about four or five of us. And we used to go, like, terrorise other kids our own age, yeah, because we was a bit of a bullies, you know what I mean? And this time we went down to Acton Park. I used to live near there years ago, but then I moved to another area. And anyway, we was like little sods and go to the park and cause plenty of problems, you know what I mean, with other kids. But you had a little firm from the Val Flats and Tommy Green, Freddie Green, Jackie. There's a few of them. There's like 4 or 5 of them, but they was big heavy firms comparison to us, yeah. And we was always fighting. We was always getting beat, but we was always fighting. You know, nothing, no hammers, axes, choppers, knives, nothing like that. Just fisticuffs. And you know, like I was training regular. I was always down the gym. And this particular time, there was a couple of about 3 kids that come into the park, yeah, and they was like aggro, mate. They just want, you know, those kids that want to cause plenty of problems. And we're walking down towards the swings, towards them, because that's where we used to meet down by the swings, yeah. And we're walking down towards this thing, and these kids around there, and they get really leery. And I said to one of them, listen, mate, behave yourself. You know what I mean? And they started getting right flesh. I've hit one on the chin, right? He hasn't got over, just hit him on the chin. He's going, I'll get my dad. My dad will come down here, my dad will kill you. I said, do yourself a favour, right? Go and get your dad, because you can't fight. I'm only 14 and 15. I said, you can't fight. Go and get your dad. I'll fight your dad. Anyway, we're on the swings and this, that and the other. We'll go home, nothing happens. It didn't come down with his dad or nothing like that. About 2 days later, we're over the park and I see this kid, the kid that had a go at, walking in the park with his skis with a bald head. And I went, hold up, that's Mickey Burke. Well, Mickey Burke, when we was all kids, was the governor of Acton. he's like the first geezer that I ever known to bash him up was Richie Allen. You know, Richie Allen, a good boxer, Richie, and he backs him up when he was about 19, 20. But Mickey Burke was a white bully, and he's walking over with his boy. I was like, oh, here we go. So he comes over. I said, which one of you is Ray? I said, me. I said, so you want to fight me, boy? I said, no, I don't want to fight you, Mick. I said, but you know, your boy was getting leery. He said he's going to get his dad. I said, go and get your dad, I'll fight him. I didn't realise it was you. If I thought it was you, I wouldn't have said nothing, you know what I mean? So he come out and give me a clump, give me a backhander, right? And I thought, okay, yeah. So he put me in my arse. What? I fell over it, bump. So I thought to myself, yeah, one day, mate, we're going to get you, you know what I mean? One day we'll get you. Don't worry about that. Anyway, you're getting bigger and bigger growing up, yeah? And I never forgot him. I was seeing quite a lot walk around Acton, bald head, flash, always drinking, flash. And we're in this place called Lyons's. I'm about 17 now, 16, come out with Borstal. Before I get me YP, I got me Borstal's YPs, you know what I mean, before I get me YP. So I'm in the coffee house, Lyons Coffee House, yeah, Lyons's. Everyone will remember that down Uxbridge Road. Next to Wars, how about that? Wars from old ones, isn't it? Wars. Anyway, like we're in the having a drink, and I'm in the fruit market as well. I got my bib on, and my hat, my flat cap. You know, not like this flat cap, and you know, stay fresh trousers on, a vest, and all that. So I'm in there having a coffee. Who walks in? Mickey Burke. Oi, you get up and buy me a coffee. I said, who are you talking to, mate? He said, I'm talking to you. You're the little shit over the park years ago, aren't you? I said, get up and get the coffee. Your name's Ray Hill, innit? He said, get up and get me a coffee. I said, no, mate, no way. No way in a million years, mate, I wouldn't do that. So he's getting really leery now, yeah. But I feel quite confident in myself. I done my ball still. You know what I mean? I'm fit on what I want it. So I said, no way, mate, I'm in the market. I said, no way, mate. I stood up to him, yeah. And then I'll tell you what, his arsehole went, he didn't want to know, mate. He didn't want to know. But he got really leery, yeah. So he walked outside, I walked outside with him, and talking to him, he's pointing his finger at me like this, bum, 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 all that. All of a sudden behind me is Richie Allen. Richie Allen is built like he's a god. He can really have it. And he's cut, yeah. And he's going to Mickey Burke. He said, what is it? You're just a bully, mate. He said, you're just a bully. He said, you know what I mean? But don't forget, I'm 16, 17, I don't mind having a fight. I want to fight myself. He said, you're just a bully. So Mickey Burke said to him, come on then. He said, me and you will meet you tomorrow, Acton swimming pool, on the back there, in the alleyway, me and you will have it, yeah? So Richie Allen went, okay, sweet. No, leave him alone, piss off on. I'm saying to Richie Allen, look, come on, I'll have it. You know, he said, no, let me do him, I want to do him, because he's a Larry Ramway, he's got to learn now, he's getting old, we're going to take over. So the next day, we all go down to the swimming bars, yeah, to the alleyway at the back. There's Mickey Burke, his brother Andy Burke, yeah, there's two of them. So they both got bald heads. So we got to walk around there. Rich Allen's just took his top off and he's ripped. He's ripped. Tummy muscle, ripped. Tiny, not tiny, 14 stone, but ripped. You know what I mean? And there's Mickey Burke, bald head, dumpling, little fat thing, with a vest on. He's played out, mate. He's played out his 80 day. He's not that old, he's 41, 42, but he's played his day, he's had it. And he's with his son as well, don't they? Got the clunk under the ear. All of a sudden, Mickey Burke and Rich Allen have gone, right? Rich Allen's gone bang, bang, he's whoop, bang. He can work a good boxer, Rich Allen. And he smashed Mickey Burke to pieces. He really smashed him to pieces, mate. He'd done him really bad. I mean, no kicking, no biting, none of that shit, mate. Just straight up, so whoop, bang, crash. And he smashed him to pieces. And I went, well done, mate. It's really well done. Went back to Lyons, had a coffee, cakes and sandwiches and all that. I was in the foot market still, yeah, had all the bib on and all that. Anyway, so about, 4 weeks later, what happened then? He's walking down the road, Mickey Burke, isn't he? Eyes are blue and black, and he's still got marks where he's in Richie Allen. I'm walking down the road by myself with Mickey Burke. It's by a fruit store, I think. Chicky Summers. That's right, I was with Chicky Summers. I was working with Chick Summers at the fruit and veg thing, just halfway down Uxbridge Road, right? With Chick Summers, little Chicky, he's dancing with the trilby out yet. And I'm in there with him, and there's Mickey Burke's walking up from the Wimpy bar. As he's walking up, he notices me there, and he starts saying, listen, you. He says, you are the one who's caused the problems. He said, you. He said, me and you can have it. I mean, any time. So Chick Summers, he's gone, Chicky Summers, he can have it. Yeah, he's always dancing about it, yeah. So Chicky Summers starts saying to me, what's up with you going, man? What are you about, mate? He said, you know who I am? I said, my name's Chick Summers. There's a Puddles, isn't it? Patsy Puddles, that little film, yeah. So Mickey Burke's giving it him. I swear, out of nowhere, come this left hook, mate. It come from nowhere. Little Chick's on, whoop, he's hit him with a left hook. He's put Mickey Burke on the floor. Mate, he hit the floor like a sack of tape. Bang! Right. And I thought, do you know what? I can't have no more of this. Right. It's a terrible thing I did. I run up and kicked him straight in the face. I couldn't have done it any harder. I kicked him so hard. I had his Dr. Martin boots on. I kicked him so hard in the face, his fucking face was sort of like shattered, you know what I mean? And after that, seeing him was like, he knew that now he was nobody, and he was like, he just give up. and his whole body give up. When I say his whole body, he was fat and a little dumpling, but his whole body give up, yeah. But his relations, little Andy Burke, and I think his number of brothers called Mickey Burke, anyway, they were proper dangerous, mate. I mean, what they done, look what they done to Jefferson King from the Gladiators. They put a gun in his mouth at Central Park where I used to work, put a gun in his mouth and was going to pull the trigger. And you think, nah, he wouldn't have pulled the trigger, no way he's going to pull the trigger, it's all bollocks, but he put the gun in his mouth, you know, and said, I'm going to kill you. And Jefferson King, he melted, mate, and that's why he left the job, because he got the gun put in his mouth. Well, little Andy Burke, his relation to Mickey, I think his mother's brother or something, he's in a pub called The Crown in Southampton. This guy is getting really leery. I don't know what it's over. Andy Burke's in there. Young Andy Burke, Mickey Young, he's in there. He's a bit nutty as a fruitcake. He's gone into one. The geezer's gone, I smash it to pieces. Andy's only little. He said, yeah, will you? He said, come, I'll be back, see you in a minute. The geezer's had a drink, didn't think nothing of it. Go on, mate, piss off. Andy Burke come in the pub. He said, what'd you say, mate? He stuck his gun in his mouth. I wasn't even there. He stuck the gun, I reckon, he stuck the gun in his mouth, knocked all his teeth, put it in his mouth, and bang! Pulled the trigger, blew the back of his head off. It was a 38, one of them old footed piece ones, you know what I mean? Bang! Blew off his head off, mate, at the back. And I think he got sectioned off as well, because he was a bit nutty in the head. He got sectioned off. I don't know how long he'd done. I ain't got a clue. He went straight to Broadmoor, Shenley. I'm quite sure who he went to. They nutted him off, mate. But finished, you know, like completely gone. And about, I don't know. I come out my YP. I come out doing a bit of bird, this, that, the other. I see his brother opposite Acton Town Station in a caff. His elder brother. I walked in there. Wow, man. His elder brother was just talking to a plate on the table. Talking to a plate, mate. He'd gone. There's something wrong with the family, mate. Gone a bit all nutty. And nut is a fruitcake. Really off their nut. And I said to him, how's your brother? Oh, birthday? What? I said, all right, how you going? He went, who are you then? He knew exactly who I was. You know, just head gone, mate. Completely gone. But he wasn't the one who put the gun in the mouth. The one who put the gun in the mouth, he's what now, 60? I've been told he's been out a long time. I've been told he's gone. He's like a cabbage. He's completely ruined, you know what I mean? He's gone, but he is still as nutty as a fruitcake, mate. He is so nutty. I knew this girl, yeah, and she was bad crackhead, really bad crackhead, black girl, yeah, really bad crackhead, and she was going out with a guy that used to get her to do things to pay for the crack. You know, sleep around with guys, rob people of their jewellery, go to their houses, you know, sleep with guys, nick his things, put stuff in a drink, lock him out, nick it and do all this, yeah. Well, I knew her sister, and her sister's a really nice girl, and she used to tell me about her sister. She had a really younger sister. She had a really, well, I'm so frightened that my sister's going to get herself in trouble, what she's on, like what she's going. And in Acton, there was a bodybuilder. He was a nice fella. I knew him, but he was still flash geese, you know what I mean? And me and him, listen, no way I would have smashed him to pieces, and he knew that, you know what I mean? But he was a nice guy, a bit flash. And it's about, always wore a vest or a t-shirt, even when it was freezing cold. Big bodybuilder, massive fella. And he used to sell the crack to this girl, right? And this girl and her boyfriend had had enough. They can't can't get enough money to pay for their addicts, the crack addicts. They can't get enough money to pay for it, and it's driving them mad. All they keep doing is robbing. In the end, they want more and more and more. So now they decide they're going to do the bodybuilder. Only two of them. But when they go in the house, he likes to play games with the sister. So she goes in with her boyfriend. He's sitting in there and he's got to do all sorts of things to him. And he's shooting his lot, and he's all over the gaff. And her boyfriend's watching all this. You imagine, can't you? For crack cocaine. So he picks up this big dumbbell, the boyfriend, whacks him across the head with a dumbbell once, and he goes to stand up again, and he whacks him again with a dumbbell, and he hits the floor, right? And he whacks him again with a dumbbell, and he whacks him again with a dumbbell on the head. This is what I don't know, this is what I've been told, this is what happened in court, this is all the things that happen. They nicked his Rolex, they nicked all these bits and pieces, and they're on crack big time, so they nick all the parcels of crack, they're happy, they got all the crack they want, they got all the money they want now, the Rolexes and everything, it's all these bits and pieces, they go. But it's like everything else, them people on drugs like that, they can't help but shout about, I was the same, I was on that crack. They can't help but shout about, but I was different. I mean, I wasn't like that. I was smart. I wasn't all like that. Anyway. And they're just smoking crack and doing things, start telling about what they've done to this thing because it was in the Atlantic Gazette or one of them papers to say this, I don't know, it was all sorts of places. It was on and pop radios and everything about this guy being smashed to pieces with a dumbbell, and they're looking for witnesses and all this, that and the other. Well, then they were telling everybody it was them, what they'd done, this, that, and the other, so they get nicked for it. So anyway, they got no bail, they got the wrong mind. He gets a life recommended 15. She gets a life recommended 20. But he's the one who done the business. But she's the one she was enticed the way she did it, so the judge thought she was the one that caused all the problems, that and the other. She got 20 years, she got 15, you know what I mean? And I thought to myself, wow, man, do you know what I mean? That drugs, crack, is it worth it? Do you know, you think, oh, in a million years, mate, is that worth to do that, you know what I mean? I've seen some really bad things on that crack. I know this girl, she's a complete out and out nutcase. That girl. Crazy. I haven't seen her 30 years, right, since I've done my bit of Bird, but she was on the crack really bad. And she used to climb over walls, people's walls, get onto their balconies and get into their houses and nick everything out of their house. She was complete out and out nutcase. The things she used to do, and the girl, if you looked at her, you think she could be a model. You know what I mean? She was on crack, but she was fit, like the body was fit, and she was always on a bike. But she was one of the best thieves I've ever known. And do you know what? It's true what they say, addicts, drug addicts, they're the ones that make the normal people out there who gangsters, villains, rich, because the addict go in a house and take a Rolex, could be worth 20 grand, and they want to sell it, so they go to someone who they know who's got money, and he says, okay, I'll give you £500 for it. They're thinking about drugs, and they think, oh, it's worth more than that. Well, go and sell it then. I'll give you £500 now. You can go and have a good time. And it's now. They're going to get it now. So he gives them £500, he goes and sells that watch for 8 grand. But this is what they do, isn't it? These addicts, this is exactly what they do. Exactly. They go and rob someone, get a right few bob, go to someone with plenty of money, sell it, and they get what? Not even a third, not even a quarter, not even an eighth, not even a 16th of the profit of what they're going to sell you, what they've took. You know what I mean? When I was on the crack myself, I never done none of that. I mean, I was just going to rob them. You know, it was my game. Just go and rob them and take all the crack in and the money. But that's what I mean. Anyway, this is Bang Bang Rail. Please press the like button and subscribe. Nice one, bye.